Hello, are you here for your makeup consultation today? Perfect, have a seat. Let me double check that you're on the list. Yes, there you are. Okay, great. So you were looking for a little bit of help with... Okay, yes. Yes, finding the right colors and everything. We can do that. Yeah, so we're going to do a little bit of a color analysis, and then we'll kind of play around with some colors, put things on, take them off, stuff like that. Alright, is that okay with you? Okay, and did you come with a clean face today? Great, okay, good. Yeah, I was just pulling some last minute things together. As options. So, is there anything you want to specifically focus on, like eyeshadow, lip color, blush? Mainly the eyeshadow and the lips? Okay. Yeah, I have a few things to mess with here. Should be enough for us to figure things out and get some suggestions on everything. Let me just take notes. So we're mainly looking for eyes, lips. Okay. Right. What colors do you currently wear? Okay, do you ever go bold with anything? Okay, sometimes a lipstick. Okay, and how long have you been wearing makeup for? So still fairly new to it and everything. Yeah. Alright, well that's no problem at all. As you can see, I'm not wearing any. I don't wear any, but I do like to help people with this kind of thing because I have a background with art, and color wheel has to kind of do with finding people's undertones and perfect matches with colors, and do a lot of color analysis basically. And as you can see, we have a little color wheel here. You may or may not have seen something like this before, but just kind of has some extra stuff on it. And this one just shows different shades. If you add black, if you add white, goes best with it, stuff like that. Okay, so I will be kind of putting this next to your face to get an idea of where we're going to start, and I'm also going to take a look at the veins in your wrist. You probably have heard people talk about doing that before to see if you're warm, cool, or neutral. And I'll be going through some of these. Obviously we won't use gray, that's more for like if we're doing a color analysis for clothing or so. But yeah, okay. I think I'm ready to start. Was just a little behind. So yeah, just let me see your wrist real quick. Just gonna see what kind of... Go for blue, green, purple. Okay, so just from that I can tell you're probably a neutral, which is a good thing because you can get away with a lot of different colors. I have a feeling you might have been downplaying colors when maybe you should have been kind of experimenting and hyping them up, hyping the colors up. Let me compare. Let's see, so there. Alright, we're messing with this one. I'm just gonna put this here. Oh yeah, it's summertime. If you hear people, they're just having a good time. I feel like there's like the water park nearby or something like that. Yeah, so hopefully it doesn't bother you too much. Yeah, I think we're about here. So, let's see. This side then, we find it. I believe that's better. Okay, so like, okay, so these would be the neutrals that you could go for as a neutral. They will keep that on the more natural side. You probably could get away with doing anything in the red orange as well. I would say more towards fall. And then I'm gonna say don't really mess with anything in the yellow orange, that especially with your eye color. I don't think that would complement you at all. But you could play with anything in, let's see if I can find a bigger swatch here. Okay, so see what I mean? These are a little warmer, which would go really nice, but these ones I feel like they would make you look like you had your makeup done in the morgue. Yeah, and nobody wants that, right? Unless you're doing a Halloween costume, or maybe you do want that. Maybe that is your style, but for today's purposes, we're gonna stick with the colors in orange and yellow orange. Yeah, that's as far as I would go with that. So let me write that down as you are neutral. So that would be for the natural shades. And we have anything, the shade, tone, and tint. Shade, tone, and tint of orange or yellow orange. Now I think if we went, oh, I'm sorry, red orange is good too. Maybe that's what I showed you before. When it gets covered, it kind of slips my mind. These two I meant. Orange and red orange would be probably your best bets. You could get away with doing yellow orange. Again, yellow, no. That's why I was like, something's not right here. That's what it was. I didn't go all the way through the oranges. So sorry, we want red orange. Okay, orange and red orange. So what are we doing here? Professional setting or just general going out for dinners, parties, things like that? Okay, so even in a professional office setting, I would suggest that you do play with a little bit more vibrancy. Yeah, because if your skin tone is perfect for it, you can get away with it and it won't look drastic. It won't look out of place, and you won't look like a clown either. I know lots of people are worried about that. So so this is a brown. Just double checking the wheel there. This is a brown you could get away with for your eyes, I would say. We have the mirror there if you'd like to kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. So you can see that this really makes your eyes pop. Yeah. So this good natural tone to use. And you could dress that up with a lipstick, and we can play around with that as well. So where was that one? An orange. Okay, this one right here. Let's see. So that one's modified. And as you can see, it splits off into a couple different ways here. You can get away with the triad of color. Split is good too. For a lipstick, I would say we're not going to do green, but or blue, but let's see. I do think that bolder, maybe, let's see if I have it in here as a swatch. Okay, so I'm thinking something like this. Now this does fall more into the fall, autumn coloring. But as you can see, it's like a berry wine. That would go nice with the browns. And then I'm thinking more of a subtle pink. I may not have the exact swatch I'm looking for here. I wonder if I have it as a lipstick. See, this is the shade I'm talking about here. As a lipstick, that would go great with this brown here as the eyeshadow. Perfect match there. But I'm looking for something on the lighter side. This is a liquid lip, so sometimes it needs to be a little mixed. Let's see here. Something like that. Even you could get away with. And then the color wheel wants to go kind of purple, but we don't want to go that far into purple. I would say you could play with purple, but we would need a different eyeshadow. But under red specifically, this is the kind of pink that would look really good with the brown as well. So typically what we like to say with neutral skin is that you want to stick to the plums, violets, reds, and pinks. Those kinds of colors. And I do have some of those we could try today if you are open to trying them. Okay, yeah, let me pull out the swatches. And even with those different variations, you could mix red and pink. I'd say maybe pink eyeshadow, red lip kind of thing. That might be a little too much for you, especially in the workplace, but if you find the right combination, you can get away with it. So we said we liked, what's this one? This berry purple here kind of deal. This one's a little bit more wine tinted. That would look really good as well. Yeah, more of a lip color. This color you could do on your eyes. Let's see with the purples here. Just because of your eye color, we may have to be careful with purples. While it is okay with your skin tone, we still want to complement your eyes, make them pop, and a little sexy and mysterious, you know? This one is a little bit more of a muted purple. I know in this lighting it probably looks kind of bright, but this is a little muted, and this one is as well. Side by side for you. So I'm thinking, yeah, you've got a little bit of green in your eyes. This one would go really good with the green in your eyes. This would be a great eyeshadow. Now this would also make the green pop, but it is just a little too bright. If you wanted to do something with the both of these, do like a blend with the both of these, that would really complement there. But let's see, we'll stick with this shade here. This black. We do not want blues necessarily. This one's like too pale of a blue. I think it still counts as a purple. It's put over here. Is this the same as this? Oh no, this one's a little bit darker. This one goes more into blue. Again, this one's not awful. Kind of iffy about that one. Stay away from the blues. Now, you can, of course, wear blue as a color. That's no problem. But for your eyes, more specifically, I don't think we want that. We don't want too much green either, because we don't want to cancel out the green in your eyes. It kind of just makes them disappear, really, when you've got a lot of the same color going on there. So we need the pinks. Pinks, 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 pinks. I'm not sure about salmon. Now, this is a lipstick. You could definitely pull this off. If Barbie could do it, you can do it. Lipstick, even eyeshadow if you're feeling spicy about it. This could be really good. I think I still need to pull some reds. I think I went more for the wine reds than I did anything else. This, again, possibility. I think the deeper ones would probably pull out more of the complements of your face than anything else with that. This could be good for a natural look, not too in your face, but we don't want it making your lips disappear either. Let's see what else I have here. Is this like what I have? I'd say this one, probably one of the more perfect shades for you. It is in between red and purple, and it would make, again, the green in your eyes pop out. This is a nice middle ground in between the purples and the red tones, you know, like this would be perfect. Great as a lipstick, possibly okay for the eyes as well. I would say it could be great for both. But again, we could experiment. Sometimes you may not like what we put on, and that's okay. Even if it's this color and I'm saying it's perfect and you don't like it, that's fine. So we don't have to stick to everything I say. Not one bit. Not one bit. Let me get the reds back out. This is a very vibrant red. This is more of a lip statement. With that, I don't see too much red on the eyes, especially if you are gonna experiment with the brighter colors at the office. This would be more of a lip than an eye. I think I would say that for a lot of these reds. This one's more subdued. Sorry about all the strings hanging off of them. This one is more subdued, again, perfect for the lip, and it's sleek, sexy kind of thing. So we could just jump into trying this stuff on now. If we wanted to do the browns for your eye first and mess around with the lip shade, if you'd like to see that, or we can start with the eyes and pick one of the more neutral lip shades we have here. Okay, we'll start with the lips. Let me prep some of the stuff and just get comfortable in your seat, okay? Perfect. Okay, are you comfortable? Sorry, that took a little bit longer than I expected, but we're here now. And I have this palette. It does have greens on it. Don't worry, we won't be using the greens, but we do have two browns. We have a darker brown and a little bit of a lighter brown. It is shimmery, as is this one. I think I might have a palette that doesn't have a shimmery brown. We can experiment with that, but I think I'd like to pick the best brown right now. And while this one is nice in here, you can see it right there, it is kind of too light. I would say too light. This one is a little bit red. There's a tint of red in there. And it's a little too, it's like a berry brown, which is kind of weird to say. I don't know how that happened, but sorry, I like to make sure they're wiped down. Some of them have been with me for a little bit, and we're, you know, I'm constantly using them, so they can get a little bit dirty. But I'm thinking this one here, it's more of like a rich, it's rich and light at the same time. A little bit of gold tint, which gold, do you tend to wear more gold or silver jewelry? Okay, a little bit of both. That's probably good because you are neutral. You can get away with that. I like silver, as you can see, but I typically recommend gold. Yeah. So, again, you can get away with either. Go ahead and just relax your eyes for me, maybe even look down. I'm just gonna do basic brown lid. So we can experiment with the lip, and then we'll pick the lip shade you like the most and use that to go off of for your eyes. And we can play with that too. We can kind of ignore the lip and just mess with the shades, because you can do purple on your eyes. You can. It's just that we don't want too pale. Again, we don't want morgue looking makeup. We want sophisticated, fun, little bit of boldness. Maybe outside of the office we want a little more boldness. Yeah. Alright, so the brown is on. I have various amounts of shades down here. I think I'm actually missing one. Where did it go? Oh, here we go. So we've got a red, this one is Tiger Lily by City Color. This one is matte. Tiger Lily, Tiger Lily. You can go ahead and look at that if you want. I'm just going to keep showing you the next ones. You can pick up whatever ones you're interested in, whatever you're gravitating towards. This one, I think is the one I held up and showed you earlier. A little bit pink, a little bit berry. Very good for neutrals. Definitely this with a brown lid would be great. So I'm assuming it's going to complement well with what we've done there. This one is a shimmery pink. It is paler. This is where you might have to kind of avoid the pale stuff because we do not want your lips disappearing. This one may do that, but still, we're going to try it. Try it. Doesn't hurt in trying. This one, as you can see, it's been a little used, but that's because it's been with me a while. I used the brushes and everything on these, so don't you worry. Don't you worry. But that one, fun for the beach. I would say more the warm seasons. And I would go even more natural with the lid, kind of lighter than brown, for something like that. This one, this is probably the palest I would go for you. Yeah, the liquid lips, I do have some lip glosses too. This is kind of along the lines of the bold red I was talking about. It says it's orange, so this is more of a red orange, I would say. Yeah, it's called Orange Shot. Yeah. Bold. Bold color there. This one, Subdued. Good for neutral. Not sure about your lips for this, but this could be a good eye color. Yeah, I only have some of the fabric swatches that can show you the colors, but then I have other ones that aren't fabric swatches. So is there anything you'd like to start with? Alright, yeah. Let's start with this berry one, like I said. I think you're going to really like this one. Let's see, do I have a smaller brush? Okay, so I'm just going to get a little bit of it here. And we're going to apply that to your lips. Great. A little bit more. Good. Okay, smack your lips together. Let's see if that... Yeah. Just touch up a little bit over here. Okay. How is that? Yeah, like I said, with the brown, that one's pretty nice. That's just a flat brown lid though. You could do a little bit of a blend. Play around with that. You could even do something similar to this in the eyeshadow and the lip, but I wouldn't get too crazy with that. We'll pick your favorite things and then I'll put that stuff on your face and we'll just do a whole look with it so you can see the full thing, okay? Alright, so let me set this one to the side. We're liking that one. A little white here. Yeah, this is a very soft wipe, no harsh chemicals or anything, so if you have sensitive skin it should be perfect for that. Let's see. Alright, here we go. Just wipe that off. Great. You want to go for the red next? The Tiger Lily. Okay. Alright. A little bit more. Okay, try that. Yes, this you could pair with like a berry colored eye. The browns you'd probably have to mess with those, either darker or lighter. I don't think this middle ground gold one we picked is the best. Okay, okay. Let me know if you need a drink or anything. I know all this talking we're doing can dry out your mouth and everything like that, so. This is that summery one that I said would go with more natural tones, lighter browns. Maybe shimmer, shimmer, what is the, let me see here. Again, I don't have all the colors, but this shimmer here. And again, like gradient would be good for this one. I would say darker, a little bit of dark on the outer lid. Perfect. I know that one is nice and it smells kind of coconutty, so I'm wondering if it's some sort of sunscreen as well for your lips, which bonus. Yeah, that one is shimmery, so yeah, I think it's more up to you about how you feel with like matte lid, shimmery lip, or shimmery lid, matte lip kind of thing, you know. You can do both shimmery if you really want to. Yeah. This one. The muted pink. Yeah, this one I would say is a little more romantic. In pinks. In the pink sense. That goes really nice with the brown too, in my opinion. Take a look. Okay, did we do this one? No, I think I'm just remembering that I showed it to you. We'll have to see how you feel about it. Okay. I do not have lip liners for all of these, but I do have some for the lip glosses. Yeah, I don't think... Closed it, and I didn't mean to close it. Okay. I don't think you really want to mess with the lip liner and the lip gloss right now. Yeah, that is more neutral. It just, we don't want your lips to completely disappear. If it was a tiny bit warmer, I would say that would be a good match. Let's see. Off. Now this is more of the pinky pink. Let's get a little bit of this. Okay. This one goes on smoother. It will dry slightly, but it's meant to be a little bit more moisturizing. It's also matte, so you can see how the shimmer goes with the matte there. I don't think that one's too bad for how pink it is. Slightly purple, like a drop of purple in there. Do you typically wear lip gloss? Because if you don't, then we don't have to mess with that. Okay, so just a lipstick and a clear gloss. That makes sense. Make sure I got all that off. Don't want you to be uncomfortable when I put on the next one. This one, Barbie pink, like very Barbie pink. This is where maybe a red brown. Warmer brown. Yeah, that one went on really easy. Okay, so you feel like that one's a little too... It is, you can tell, it's like, this is a little more subdued. I would say that those two aren't that far apart, but this one is like warmer and more hot pink in your face. Okay, and then did you want to try this one? It's called Gray Envy, but it doesn't really have gray tones to me. I mean, maybe I see pinks and purples in here, just more subtle. Okay. And I do think this would go really good with the brown that you have on. Again, this is one of those matte liquid lips. That one's really nice, and I think it both the brown and this pinky purpley, maybe it is gray, I don't know, just really, really subdued shade brings out the green that you do have in your eyes. Okay, yeah. So which one of these did you want to try with the different shades? I would pick one of the more neutrally ones if I were you, just so that we can see how it looks with more colors, because some we're gonna put on and you'll hate it with the lip color that you have on, but it may look good. We might just have to do the little cover thing so you can see just your eyes. Okay, so the warmer one, that's what I was thinking too. Or the more berry. It's probably cooler, isn't it? Probably on the cooler side. Let's see. Yeah, there's not really something close to it on here that I can... Oh, wait. So, it's more like red adding black, if you can see that. Yeah. It's slightly different. I'd say that's the closest on here. So we could get away with a few different things. Let's take put a bit of this on again. Yeah, I can definitely put a little bit more on. How's that? Okay. Perfect. So we have your pinky options there. Going to put the rest of these away. And then we'll take the eyeshadow off. And this is the fun part because I do have some bright palettes, and then I have some, like, you're gonna think it's a little odd, but I have a Shrek palette here. This one actually has a lot of really nice colors in it, as you can see. None of them are named, they're just numbered. So we don't really want to do, like I said, the oranges, no. Greens, no. The greens would also kind of pull out the, like, any veins and such, because that is along the lines of how I determined you were a neutral, and we just don't want to make it, again, wargy, like you're dead. We don't want to make you look like you've passed. And there are golds in here, we can experiment with that too. We've got a lot of the neutrals. That one's more on the orange side. There's quite a few orange ones in here, but like this is along the lines of the shade. I wish they had names. It's more along the lines of the wine one we discussed earlier. I think that was what we called this one. So that's perfect there. And then we have the, you know, lighter tans, browns, purples for sure, and then some of the pinks and reds. Look at how beautiful. That's a sparkly pink right next to like the matte version of it. That would be fun to play with. So we have that. And then here we have the Conspiracy palette. Kind of lost a type, but we have the browns over here. We've got some pinks, and then another one of these colors that we had picked, which is actually the one right after. As you can see there. So I think that would go with the lip you picked. It would definitely make the purples in it stand out more, but it wouldn't be too different where you couldn't get away with it. Okay, so got that as well. And then of course I have the little Midnight Fever, and it's got similar browns and such in it. I just kind of use it as a guide for the basic. And then we already did this brown on your eyes, so we're gonna mess with the other shades. Do you want to start with the Shrek palette first or the Conspiracy palette? Alright, I'll just start with whatever then. Let's take the eyeshadow off. Let's take the eyeshadow off. Just close your eyes for me, but get around the inner corner here. Good. Let's see, so we weren't gonna mess with the lip glosses. No problem there. I am gonna clip your hair back a little bit though, just so it's not gonna fall in the way when I'm going to put the eyeshadow on. So let's start with that really berry purple. I'm calling them a lot of berry shades, I know, but that's like really what it reminds me of. Maybe even wine purple. Like I said, between berries and wine, but you make wine with berries, so, you know. Is it the same thing or is it different? Okay, that on there. And other side. And I'll show you it by itself first. I won't do this for every color, but I'll do it for this one by itself, and then I will do a little bit of blending white in the inner corner and out. I think that will look really nice and might change your idea of how it looks. So go ahead and look at that. Yeah, I think if you had a similarly colored dress on where it was going to make those features pop, then that you could definitely get away with that. Let's see, do I have a little brush for the inner corner? So yeah, I'm gonna use the shimmery white they have in here and just dot that on the inside there and a little over there. And then I'm gonna blend that out with the other one again. Okay. Now, what do you think of that? Okay, so that is a good one then. So we'll want, I'll give you like a breakdown of your swatches and everything, give you like pictures of paper with the shades and then some of the makeup we used here and the names of those shades so that you can take them and go and even go to one of the makeup stores, Ulta, Sephora, and ask for someone who's more specialized in like matching things if they can get you a similar color. That may not be, they may not have all of the products that I have, but they will get you something that's close. So I think we know that browns work for you because you said you mainly were doing neutral looks before. Yeah, so let's just stick to the brighter colors to mess with. Okay. All right, because I know we're coming up on an hour here for your visit, and I don't want to run over and take up too much of your time. Wipe the brush off. So we'll try the pink pigment that's in here too. This one is matte. The other one was also matte. I can't remember if I told you that or not, but it's matte. So this is the pigment, which is more of a pig pink, maybe a little bit pinkier than a pig pink. There we go. That could go nice with that as well. I'm thinking though, let's see, pick up the right one. Yeah, it does give off more of Barbie vibes, like the darker lip, the brighter pink eye. If you're into Barbie and into that look on Barbie, then you can go ahead and wear it. It's just really your personal preference there. And then there is the Trisha pink, which I think is another like Barbie pink. That one's shimmery. That could also go really well with that. I'd say more of a matte lip though, because this one is, it's glossy, the lip we put on you, and I think that's too much shine from something too similar. Switch to the Shrek palette. I knew this one had at least the one berry tone in it. I wanted to show you that for sure on your face. Hopefully all those sounds that were happening outside are done now. It's just because that warm weather makes that noise come around. This is meant to be a more relaxing experience, so I hope now maybe it's as you expected. Okay, yeah. going to use this one now just because I am going to do the whole lid and I want to make sure I get it in your crease well. We're going to use the red that's on here. I like to call this the Fairy Godmother red because she wore that red dress. So it's right at the, where is she? At the end of the movie. I know she's in the blue dress, but at the end of the movie when she's doing that fancy number, she wears that red dress. So, let's see. This will look really good with the lipstick. I wish I knew the shade of that one, but it came with a set. Let's see if it does say what it is. It came with a set and they weren't really named. They're just kind of lipsticks. Yeah, it's just called lipstick. Because it came in a set and they just didn't care to name them. Kind of like this where they didn't name the shades here. Now, with this, you may get, I'm going to say a Christmassy vibe just because you do have the green in your eyes, but I think that the brown then will shine more. Yeah, so hopefully what we want here, because you can get brown with red, it's gonna pull out those tones more from your eyes instead of the green ones, so hopefully that won't be so Christmassy looking, in your opinion. But yeah, so we're going for tones like that being pulled out, hopefully. I have not seen an issue with eyes like yours and this coloring, but I've applied it and I think, here we go. Alright, that should be good. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. I think it really works well with your eyes in the sense, hopefully you see what I'm talking about, where it pulls more of the brown out than the green. But with this shade, it just complements this really good. Okay, so we had red shade. I take notes every once in a while for this. I don't like to do it throughout the whole thing, but catching up on that. So you did like the shades that I showed you so far. I just want to make note of that, so when I go to put the packet together of the coloring and everything we talked about today, you'll be able to reference the packet, and you can even take it with you to the makeup stores and figure it out that way. Yeah, if you don't want to ask for help, you can swatch check yourself, you know. Okay, this one now. Now I am going to test it next to that. That is probably going to look really good. Again, pulling more of the brown out. Sorry, there's a fuzzy. Those little fabric swatches get stuff everywhere. Get some of that. So I'm just going to say these last two are probably my favorite. The red we did, and now this one with this lip shade. If you picked a different lip shade, the other ones would go really nice too. But for like this combination, I'd say this one's probably going to be the one I go for when I do the final look. If you approve of it, which I'm sure you will when you see it, it looks really nice. Okay. I know, right? Wow. That one's your favorite? Okay. Yeah, good. So, I agree. I completely agree. Look at that one is... Okay, yeah. We may even just be able to leave that on. I know we didn't try too many shades here. Some of the pink ones in here are not too far off from Pigment and Trisha and the other one. So, do you want me to just leave that on? Or there is this purple, I'm thinking, which, let me see just by looking. That one gets a little too blue there. So with this lip shade that I did put on you, I don't think that would look the best, honestly. You could wear these purples that are here, these two. This one gets a little too blue. I would say that's more of a periwinkle, right? Yeah, periwinkle. I could be wrong. Sometimes I don't remember exactly what periwinkle looks like off the top of my head, but yeah, especially the one with a little bit of pink in there. That one would be really good. And again, pull out the greens, complement the greens in your eyes. Don't wash them away. Yeah, and if I... like even, so this one's kind of what I would call a, can you see it? This one's what I would call a neutral pink. I think it's similar to this lip we tried actually. This one's a little bit more pinky, this one's a little bit more purpley, but so you could get away with that as an eyeshadow as well with the bolder lip. That one might in fact go really, that one would go really nicely with the one you have on. Even see if the one that was a little bit pinker, yeah, like this more muted pink berry, muted pink berry could go really good with that as well. So do you want me to make notes of those? Okay, let me do that for you. And then if you I was gonna say if you wanted to wipe anything off, but we're keeping it on. I might touch things up because we're going to do the full face now. Your skin is quite clear, so I'm not going to put any foundation on. When it comes to foundation, less will be more for you as a neutral person. So we want... I think I marked those other two. So I added these two purples, these last two purples we discussed. The darker one is iffy. It is iffy. Go for more of the pink red toned purples. I would say avoid the blue toned ones. That's gonna make you... You could wear them, but specifically here, it's the eye color thing that matters the most. If you put different colored contacts in, which I know would not everybody would do, unless you really like to play with your appearance, then you know that changes so many things. You could really really make drastic changes there and get away with them. But because this is for an office job, I would... yeah, I don't know how much purple is okay, but if it's a little bit more pink, a little bit more red, then it's fine. So I've written down these things for you. And I'm going to have to decide what blush I want to do because of so let me just compare on here because I really don't want to. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here. This one is a little bit more on the pink purple side of things. I would say this one, if you had a tan, would be good. Kind of orange red there, which goes along with the neutrals. Like I said, this one is a brown, and I don't think this would pull out the best in these other colors. And just like comparing it to the lipstick here, I think this one would go really good. Yeah, so we'll go with this blush. I won't overdo the blush, and I wouldn't recommend doing that anyway with something like this because, again, the boldness of the lip and the eye. Don't want to overwhelm. Do you wear highlighter at all? Okay, sometimes I do have one here that is gold tinted, and like I said, I think gold would complement you really well with this kind of thing. Again, we'll be light with this. I think I will add it though. And you don't need color correction. Just clean a little bit of this up. Didn't need the foundation, like I said. Are you happy with everything we've discussed today? Do you have any other questions? Yes, like I said, I'll get you, it'll be like a page with the swatches on it. I have pictures I put together on like a Word document, and then I'll print it out, and it'll be like a color guide. Yeah. So you'll get to take all this information home with you today. I know it's easy to forget things when a lot of different information is being thrown at you at once. I think I have everything I want now just to do with this simple look. So we put lipstick on, might be touching up the shadow. Oh, I also had this blush, which, again, I think it would go nicely on you, but not with the colors we've picked for this look. I was like, what is that extra thing I have out? But that's what it was. I sometimes forget because it's a different shape. So, oh, wrong brush. Again, a little bit of this as a blush, really lightly. Go ahead and smile. Okay. Just want to make sure I'm putting it in the right spot. Okay, relax. Looks really good. Tiniest amount of this, just the tiniest amount. Oh wait. There we go. Wrong brush. Just the tiniest amount of this. And how do you feel about when you put it on your brow bone? Do you put it anywhere else? Okay, because I think I am gonna do just a tiny bit here. I think it'll go nicely with the eyeshadow. There. Perfect amount. Oh, do you line your eyes? Okay. Yeah, I don't have the liner out, but let me get it. Let me... Just gonna sharpen this a little bit here and add some color back in. I try not to be messy when I'm putting it on just to show you, but I would like it to look nice if you're gonna walk out of here for sure. I wanna make it look the best it can. There we go, and then we're gonna blend that out with this one again in the crease here. Okay. Great. Right, would you feel more comfortable with your eyes open as I do this, or do you want to close them? Okay. And do you do a little wing still, or do you go under a little bit on the bottom lid, waterline area? Okay. So, yeah, for work, I would say top, and then maybe we can bring a little bit on the corner. I'll show you what I mean. Not full bottom lining either, but just enough to connect it. And then finally I have the Tartelette tubing mascara. I'll just put a little bit of this on there. Okay, go ahead and look down slightly and just blink when I tell you. Okay, blink, 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 blink. And again, slightly look down, blink, 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 blink. Again, question, do you put it on the bottom as well, or do you just do the top? I don't think it would be too much, especially with, I can control the amount that I'm going to put on there, so I would just put the slightest layer on. And I don't think it would, you know, change it to where it's all of a sudden too much for an office or dinner. Okay, so I'm going to have you look up now, and I'm just going to shimmy it on your lashes, okay? Shimmy, 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 Okay, and again, look up. Okay, I think that looks really good. Please take a look. That is everything I planned on doing. Yes, you're welcome. Sometimes experimenting with color is okay, and then you realize, you know, it's not too crazy, not too drastic, and you can make it work in different settings. So, are you sure you don't have any other questions? Okay. Yes, I'll get you the packet as soon as I'm able to. If you'd like to stick around and wait maybe 10 minutes, I'll have to put it all together on the computer. Otherwise, I can mail it to you, email it to you. Yeah, I figured we're coming up on an hour and a half. I don't want to keep you longer than you maybe want to be here. I did have a nice time hanging out with you, but I do understand if you have to be somewhere. Okay, so email then? Can I get your email? At Gmail? There we go. I don't have any other questions for you. I know I asked you quite a few things, but yeah, thank you for coming in here, and I hope you feel a little bit more comfortable messing around with colors and just with how you look overall with this. Good, great. Okay, yeah. If you ever want to come in again, I know like seasons change. Sometimes we get tans, sometimes like in the winter you get a little paler, it's stuff like that. Or if you just want an overall color analysis, we can do that for the clothing as well. Okay. All right, perfect, perfect. Well, I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you soon, and I'll get you this information as soon as possible. All right, thank you. Bye now.